Here we are at a very special mini episode of I don't know if it's going to be mini, but it's an episode of Friday Night Movie that we're kind of doing on the fly. There's going to be a lot of traveling and stuff in the near future, and so we're grabbing these episodes while we can. Lily, Becky, together in the Canary Islands, how are you?
We're good.
What are you laughing at?
Just
Nothing.
nothing. It's just all laughs all day long. Me and Beck laughing it up.
What are you laughing about? I refuse to have FOMO, but I do want to know if I'm being made fun of.
I might have.
Becky may have burped, but I think we're on a bit of a delay. So, like, as you were talking, we were laughing at, like, in a second, it's going to be heard. But I guess you didn't hear it.
Well, we've already done the intro, so it's too late. Sorry, gang.
Today's episode, we're focusing on something very specific, and that is Netflix original things.
I feel like you didn't even ask me how I am, or if I have
Here's a mini app, but nobody cares.
How are you? Tell me how you are. How are you doing?
I just need to tell
I hear you're very. I hear you're very sensitive.
Let's do it.
I hear you're very sensitive, and that you've been crying.
I'm very tired. I have a great canary story I want to tell. Also, why are you telling Shai that I'm crying?
I didn't tell Shai you were
No, Who's telling
Becky,
you that I'm crying?
No, Becky. I called you earlier today or yesterday, and your exact words to me were, everyone wanted to do one thing, and then I cried and made them all come with me to go on vacation in the south of Tenerife.
That's actually 100% accurate. No, that is
Okay.
true.
It was you. Don't
So
believe
the
me.
other day, Lily and I were walking back from the market, chit-chatting, having like a nice chit-chat
This is amazing.
in English, in our mother tongue of English, on an island that is very Espanol. And we noticed that for like 2 or 3 blocks, there is a gentleman standing very close to us, listening to our conversation and walking very creepishly.
As if he was like part of our like group. Like of me and Becky.
But
Like,
just
as if it was
didn't-
me and Becky and him. He's like walking right next to Becky.
But just didn't have anything to add at that moment, but walking very near us.
But are you sure it just wasn't one of your like friends or cousins or something like that?
No. He was very oaf-like.
Oh, flick. Okay.
And we're chit-chatting, and finally he gets up the courage, and he turns to me and he goes, "Are you real Americans?" And I'm like, yeah, I'm a real American. Keep walking.
Which is, by the way, the lyrics to Hulk Hogan's theme song, "I Am a Real American."
Well, apparently, typical conversation here in Tenerife. We continue walking for about another block. He continues walking with us.
As if he's friends with us.
Still very weird. And I guess we get to the intersection where he's going to turn off, and as he goes to say goodbye and bid us adieu, he makes sure to let me know that just down this way there is a very large McDonald's for you.
And Becky was like, "Oh my God, thank you. I had no idea where we were going to eat. Oh, now we're saved." And it was just hilarious. He's like, "There's a McDonald's right there, Americans. Don't despair." It was so
when
funny.
But was he being
abroad,
friendly?
What?
Was he being friendly? Like he was really trying to help you? Like,
He was just trying to like help us and not
Help
like
me out.
yeah, just trying to like strike up conversation and be helpful. And that's how he felt like he could connect with us, is by like
Letting
tipping us
the
off.
Americans know. And listen, I'll let people know, for those of you traveling abroad in Europe, McDonald's signs are green and yellow. So
At
don't
least
be
here.
So don't be thrown, number one. Number two, but they have them everywhere, so you can be sure to find food wherever you go.
Well, I gotta say, when I used to be traveling abroad and I would get homesick, I would eventually go to McDonald's to make me feel like a little bit like home.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah, that's...
There's nothing like sad eating 3 McDonald's cheeseburgers and 20 nuggets when you're homesick.
Well, I don't know that you need to eat that much. You could just get a Big Mac and call it a day.
I was younger then. It was when I had metabolism.
So anyways, that's my one story, plus the shameful one you had to bring up to every one of our listeners.
So Netflix, which
Not every conversation we have, just by the way, not every conversation we have is a podcast conversation. Some things are for the secret podcast.
I know, but Becky, you didn't even remember that you told me that just now, which makes not only the conversation original one podcast material, but conversation about you not remembering it podcast material.
All right. I've had a busy day.
So let's talk about Netflix for something, because I feel like I'm always rating Netflix, like giving them a rating on how good they're doing, because I have always had an axe to grind against a lot of their original content.
Yes.
And I still do grind that axe, even though there are obviously some things that I love, like Troll Hunters and Troll Hunters. And so their films in particular, they've come under fire from us, correct? We did what was that called? The Triple
Frontier.
Crown? Triple Frontier. The Triple Three
All
Kings.
those like teen movies that I've been forced to watch. I forced myself to watch them.
Those I want to see, but those I feel like are like the equivalent of like Disney Channel movies. Not even.
Yeah.
You know,
But they're not
Hallmark
good.
movies. Yeah, they're not.
They're like fun and watchable if you need to watch one, but I wouldn't say it's quality movie.
But
The messages were all not good.
One of the big things that happened when Netflix started getting its original content, they signed this mega deal with Adam Sandler, and I would say, yeah, he has this big deal where he's going to do 5 or 6 films.
I remember he made that like movie on Netflix. He was like one of the first original movies, right?
Yeah, The Ridiculous Six, and I love Adam Sandler, and I had to turn that movie off after like 20 minutes. Like and the actors in it were all like amazing, and I couldn't watch it, and so I didn't watch the other ones. There was The Cobbler and Sandy Wexler. I didn't see those either. I think The Cobbler's a Netflix one, but the point is that now we have murder. Yeah,
That's weird.
We have murder mystery, and we also have something that I feel like grows out of the stand-up world, which is the Ali Wong, what's his name, Randall Park. I said Ray Park for a second, but Ray Park's the guy who played Darth Maul. Randall Park. Always Be My Baby. Always Be My Baby, which you have been talking about nonstop. And I would say these are two comedies that poke their heads up out of the pile of dreck that Netflix has been giving us in terms of films. That being said, I think there's a lot to say about them. So with that, I'll turn it over to my sisters. Why don't you wind us through this discussion here?
Well, I think these are two different examples here. Like, I feel like the Always Be My Baby is I feel like it's a movie that 100% could have been in theaters, and like I would have paid to go see it. Right. I would have.
Like maybe 5 or 10 years ago, before we had streaming abilities like this.
I would have. Now, I don't know if today that movie could have gotten made and like greenlit for a theater, but I do know that she was approached, Ali Wong was approached before she and Randall Park even had a script. Somebody like had said to her, I guess at Netflix, had said, where's the movie? I want to produce it. Like, your movie, I want to produce it. And it ended up going through Netflix. Like, she was independent. It's not like they were shopping around begging somebody to pick up this movie.
Oh, no. You can definitely tell that this was not a movie that has been written for a long time. that you can definitely tell. Like, I think it was a fun movie, but I also think it was essentially like someone borrowed a rom-com template and then threw a bunch of like Ali Wong jokes and Randall Park rapping jokes around it with like a crazy celebrity cameo, which were all enjoyable.
But this is all worked for me.
But honestly, what do you need more in a romantic comedy? Done. And it was super refreshing that they turned on its head the fact that like he's going after her and she's following her ambitions and dreams and he's adapting to her. Like, that's refreshing as opposed to every other rom-com when it's the reverse.
And on the heels of Crazy Rich Asians, again, super fun to see a rom-com that's just about, that has just like it has like hits of like different culture and, different inside jokes. It's a completely diverse cast. And something that's just more diverse. It honestly, it makes it so much more interesting to like understand what the family dynamics are and like, the little cultural nuances. It makes it funnier.
Like all the shit she gives her parents about the tipping and the driving and all that stuff. Like, if it was like about a Jewish family, there'd be hilarious stuff. And, culturally, if it's an Italian family, like or My Big Fat Greek Wedding, well, it's really refreshing and nice to see like the little nuances in a Vietnamese, like Chinese dynamic in this movie.
I think he's Korean.
Well, I guess she's Vietnamese, Chinese in real life.
Oh, in real life.
But I guess in the movie she's Vietnamese and he's Chinese.
Korean.
Oh, sorry, he's Korean, yeah. In real life she's both, but one parent is one and the other. But she, she definitely brought it because it was funny. It was extremely funny. It was very sweet, touching. Plays a great character, and
this is where I'm gonna challenge you guys. I'm gonna challenge you guys a little bit on this. I enjoyed it, but like, I felt like I was watching this movie and it was like a normal movie, and then like random one-liners would thrown out, and they were just like her being herself. There wasn't like a real character or act, and that was fine, but it actually kept taking me out of the movie every time we'd be like in this plot, and then like all the random zingers. I'm like, are we watching just the stand-up routine? Like,
I don't think so, because have you seen her stand-up routine? It is raunchy.
I haven't, but but I think that says something, because like I'm sure she's talented, but I don't have an inclination to already find her funny. So for me, like, her sense of humor was funny in it, but it wasn't. To me, it didn't matter if it was in the movie or not. Like, that whole movie could have been just the two of them sitting, saying lines to each other, and then doing the rap thing.
It felt to me more like their rapport than her stand-up. Also, like, I don't know, the stand-up routines that I've seen of her are so much about being pregnant and being a mom and having a kid and having a husband that it actually felt quite different from her normal content. Except for, like, maybe, like, ragging on her parents' stuff.
But I definitely felt like you could appreciate her humor and acting on its own, because it didn't at all remind me of her comedy.
Oh, okay. Well,
I mean, watch Hard Knock Wife. It has nothing. It's completely different.
So, Randall Park's part of the movie I thought was interesting, although like very like. Again, this is sort of like rom-com sort of formula, which is fine. But like, I Love You Man, there's a zany musical side project that one of the guys does, right? And
because I think a lot of dudes in like their 30s who are kind of lost have side musical projects.
Yeah, fair enough. That's accurate. And
coming from a guy who has a side musical project.
Yeah, and then there's a cameo from a celebrity who's grumpier in person.
No, Shai, this is not a normal cameo.
This cameo was epic. She took it up a level.
It was on another level. It elevated the movie to a place that it was so unexpected. It was so outrageous. It was the most. I could rewatch those scenes as a short film.
I think it definitely.
But okay, that is absolutely right. That is both the strength and the weakness of this movie, in my opinion.
Both the strength and a weakness. Oh, because it's so imbalanced to the rest of the film?
It's like, it's a strength because those parts of the movie. This is a movie where I thought there were some parts that were like amazing, and then the rest of it was like so not amazing that it felt like I was watching two different movies. So like the Keanu part was incredible.
I feel like the part with Keanu Reeves is so standout from the rest of the film, but it doesn't make me dislike the film. Like, to me this film is like a classic, perfect, like, elevated Renter. Like,
okay, that's
you know what I mean?
That's a really good. I'm with you on that.
It's better than a typical. Like, it feels like a found money to me. Like, I'm like, oh, this is free on Netflix. I'll watch it. Would I spend $15 to buy it on iTunes if I wanted to see it? No.
Well, that's like right, yeah.
But
so let me throw some expectations at you guys here. Mm-hmm. I had heard not only from Lily, but from so many other people that like this was the movie that was going to warm my heart. That like it was going to feel like I was watching a 90s rom-com, and that, and
if it didn't, you have like a heart of stone.
And the actors are amazing, and it was whatever. And like I finally saw it, and I saw it with Allie, and I think she had a similar reaction to me. We were both like, huh, that was good, but she's like, I was kind of expecting like more based on what everyone was saying. And then by contrast, Murder Mystery, which I went in with no expectations, like with below garbage expectations.
I had to force Lily to watch it.
And
I have no interest in seeing this, and I was like, I need to see this.
Admittedly, I have 20 minutes left in the movie, and I've fallen asleep multiple times watching it.
Yeah, you probably liked it because you took a nap halfway through.
No, but I've now seen many scenes many times because I keep having to go back. And this is a movie where to me, this movie was found money because this was literally as if someone trucked a garbage can into my living room, and then I opened it up, and inside the garbage can was no garbage, but like a delicious pizza and a cake.
Yes. What I was surprised about,
not a gourmet meal,
loved, like I could rewatch it for this, is how quick the zingers were coming. Just these like kind of under their breath, super dry zingers that you were just like, what? This is so like the jokes they were making were so hilarious.
Adam Sandler's like running commentary. So the character that he plays in this,
his running commentary, his kind of exterior monologue.
That was the best part.
Kind of going.
And so that's a movie where, by the way, I would say similarly, but I did not have expectations that this was going to be a great movie. Similarly, I think that like their jokiness with each other, particularly in the first half of the movie, really also takes me out of the movie. So I'm like, how am I supposed to believe these people even like each other? Like, they're just kind
Lily
of doing...
had the hardest time believing that Jennifer Aniston is a hairdresser, that she has a small bathroom.
No, it's ugly. It's a small, ugly bathroom.
Small, ugly bathroom, that she flies coach. Lily was like, none of this is believable to me.
It's like J-Lo in second act. Like, who can for a second believe J-Lo's working at Walmart?
Well, Jennifer Aniston. So, okay, I'm with you. So it's so funny. It's like, I agree with you guys on all of these points, but we all have different emotional reactions. So, I agree with you 100% on that. She's one of the spokespeople for, like, Emirates First Class. So to see her kvetching about which,
she's like, there's a bar on this plane? She fucking takes a shower in that commercial.
Yeah, and I would say also that she doesn't play a different enough character that I feel like I'm not just seeing Jennifer Aniston, right? So if she was playing...
She needs to be ugly and plain and stuff. Like, she can't look like that and then be
which was the one, Good Girl or Humble
These peanuts
Pie?
are for free.
But I love Jennifer Aniston so much. I'm so happy to watch her just be Jen Aniston.
Right. But in what's the movie, Good Girl or Humble Pie, where she works at the checkout and ruins her life?
The Good Girl. That's a fantastic movie.
Yeah, and then there's the other one, Friends with Money. That was another one. That's where she's played more down and out characters. But this one, it was just like her doing her comedy thing, which she's, by the way, really good at comedy, especially when they're out fighting the
friends. She's no schlub.
Yeah, fighting the villains when he throws the plate at the villain's face and they're fighting in the streets. Like that stuff was really good, and it reminded me of Who's Harry Crumb and Clue and any of those zany madcap.
Sure. I mean,
Steve Martin
it was silly,
mystery.
But it was cute. It was silly but cute, but I definitely Always Be My Baby better.
But I was surprised at how funny Adam Sandler's commentary was, and it was surprising because I feel like I'm so used to a very specific Adam Sandler brand of movie and brand of comedy that this felt like it was what he would really be saying. Not like what Happy Gilmore would say.
Yeah, he has his different sort of threads of Adam Sandler. There's the Happy Gilmore sort of sweet, simple, taking care of grandma, but secretly has rage issues, Billy Madison type of character. And then there's his super crazy characters like Little Nicky, or the one where he played his own sister. And then there's his sad dad character that he was in Funny People and Spanglish. And then this one is actually the only similar time I could see this character was in two movies that are not considered in any way his good movies, are his character in The Longest Yard and his character in Chuck and Larry, and which is this sort of smart alecky running commentary kind of dude. Kvetchy, but not too kvetchy. Hello?
Yeah. I would say, I thought that he was just Sandler-y enough. And yeah, it was good. I mean, it's perfect for Netflix. I really don't even think I'd rent that movie. Whereas Always Be My Maybe I would rent,
Like,
but maybe not buy.
Always Be My Maybe
Always
is
Be My
my
Rental.
renter. Is a rental plus. It's like a superior renter. Like, whoa, this is for free on Netflix? Are you crazy?
Oh yeah, okay. So it's like I found money.
Right, but whereas Murder Mystery is like, yeah, this is on Netflix, sure, why not? That makes sense.
Yeah, to me, Murder Mystery. So Always Be My Maybe would be a movie that came out in the theater, people talked about, and then we rented and got to see it at home because like mom and dad wouldn't have taken us to see that in the movies. Whereas Murder Mystery is a movie that I feel like you go to West Mountain Video on Queen Mary on a Friday at night or like a Saturday morning when you're out walking with your friends, and you just start thumbing through the dusty video VHSs, and you're like, Adam Sandler and Jennifer Aniston made another movie together? I gotta see this.
Yep, that's about it. And I was very happy with it. It was very funny, very charming.
I just
more
want to go back
charming
to the
than
fact
Adam
that you
Sandler
don't
has
think
been lately.
the Keanu cameo was good
Wait, you
enough.
don't think it was good enough? How could it have been better?
I think it was fine, but I think it's consistent with when you have these cameos of, if you think of Lou Ferrigno in I Love You Man, or you think of Neil Diamond in Saving Silverman.
I think it was more than
I just
that.
literally don't even know how you could compare any of those.
No, I think they did a better job.
This was epic.
Yeah. This is better than those. I'm fine with saying that this is better than those. I'm just saying that, like, this isn't the first time they've had a celebrity play a kooky version of themselves in a movie or a show or something like that.
No, no one's saying it's never been done before. It was meaty. I think for me, it's just it was so juicy. There were so many scenes that it felt really worth the cameo. It felt worth the sidebar. And I think it helped move the plot forward in a lot of ways.
I enjoyed
and part of it was the commentary on the food culture in San Francisco, which to me, I was like peeing in my pants.
That was amazing. When the dinner,
the plate of monochrome, I was like, I can't even deal with it. I've been to a donut shop where they literally have donuts glazed in gray icing.
Because it's got avocado icing. It's disgusting.
Ugh.
Avocado icing.
I mean, is that a San Francisco food culture thing, or is that just like a food culture thing? Because
no, they're making fun of food culture, but in San Francisco, it's so constant and over the top, and like, I don't know, the city loves to tout how it's always like pushing the envelope, and it's so cutting edge, and it's really fun to see someone make fun of it.
Both of these movies were movies that I feel like I watched them 3 or 4 years after they came out, even though they came out just now.
Definitely with Murder Mystery.
No, Murder Mystery for sure. I feel like Always Be My Maybe is like in the moment.
Yeah, I definitely think it's
like if I didn't watch it in the last 2 weeks, I'd never see it.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
I loved it. Now, the part of me that I loved, but maybe this contradicts what you guys thought was one of the good parts of the movie, so you're making me rethink like my thinking on this, is I loved his kooky-ass rap band. I thought that was a really interesting, funny, creative part. And granted, it's not really what his career is, but that to me, I was like, ooh, let's see more of his crazy Randall Park raps.
Right,
which were hilarious.
And you did get to see a bunch of them.
I felt like it could have been more.
But it's not like they turned the music thing into like, and now he's going to be a superstar. Like the band felt very
I was actually,
to me.
and I was also like very much, in fact, if anything, I kept looking at how much she loved his band and how much people were into them, and I was like, what? All right, I mean, these guys are awesome.
Well, it's
and cool.
sweet. It's like, she grew up with the band.
Yeah,
so
that's
it's like
true.
Nostalgic for her and her best friend.
Right.
That's true.
And the rant her best friend goes on to about Kate Middleton, like definitely wearing a royal, like giant diaper when she's taking that picture. I was dying. That was so funny.
But but no, and I thought that was nice that it's like he has this quirky side project, but it's not like it doesn't become some sort of plot in the movie where now he's gonna be famous too, which I feel like in the 90s
that is a strong part of the
movie. And the best friend would have been like super annoying and stupid, and this best friend was like supportive and really nice.
Smart.
And
it's smarter than the main characters.
right. Like
and he moves to New York at the end.
Well, he's going to follow
her. He just is going to follow her and be together with her.
Oh,
She has to move because she's opening different restaurants, so he's going to go with her.
got it.
And hold her purse.
Yeah, that was cool. I like that part of it.
Yeah. I thought it was...
his dad was amazing.
Right. Yeah, I just think it was a great movie. And like, show me a romantic comedy better in the last 3 years. Like, that's
a tough thing to say just off the top of your head.
Okay, I'm gonna Google it, man. But I'm telling you, like, I just find that there's not much out there. You know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean,
I think you may raise a good point.
Where are the rom-coms?
Where's a Notting Hill?
There's no more, like, when was the last time we had a Notting Hill?
And you could say Crazy Rich.
Stranger Than Fiction, you know?
You could say Crazy is a rom-com, but I just thought that it was fine. It's a rom-com, but it's just so much more than that. Then I don't think of it that way.
Very extravagant.
I guess Love, Simon, fine.
Is that a rom-com too?
Is it?
No, it's more dramatic.
Well, it's a rom-com, but it's a teen rom-com, so that's a different genre.
It's a different category.
That is not the same thing as the whole like professional rom-com scenario, which is the one where Amy Schumer.
I Feel Pretty. I really didn't like that.
No. The one with Bill Hader, where Trainwreck.
Yeah,
that's
really
technically a rom-com, right?
Sure.
No, it's supposed to be.
I'm not saying that's better than this. This is better than Trainwreck for sure, by a long shot.
Oh yeah.
And like The Kissing Booth on Netflix. Oh my God, that movie's so bad.
I'm not watching that movie. I don't know what that is, but I'm not watching it.
That's like a perfect example of like just blah. And like Juliet Naked was cute, but for Nick Hornby,
no one saw that movie.
It needed to have so much more punch. It was kind of boring.
I feel like we don't need more Nick Hornbys.
No.
I mean, some of his stuff is good, but like, how many more of these are we gonna do?
Exactly. So I feel like considering it's been a while.
What about music and lyrics?
Oh, Shy.
First of all, the movie's like at least 15 years old. Technically, you're the only one that's seen it.
And that likes it that much.
First of all, I love that movie. I love that movie. It's definitely 10 years old. It does not apply in this situation at all.
It's much older. Look it up.
But it raises a really interesting point that I'm going to ask you about Murder Mystery. Switch Jennifer Aniston out for Drew Barrymore. And does that change how you feel about the movie?
It probably would be better.
It'd probably be a little
bit better.
She's so goofy.
Yeah, and I find they have much better chemistry than Jen Aniston,
who I love. Kind of wondering, how did Adam Sandler get Jen Aniston?
And Drew Barrymore's gorgeous, but they just have like a similar energy.
Yeah. A goofy.
Yeah, and they've done 3 movies together, and Jennifer Aniston and him have done 2 or 3 movies together.
What? What movies have they done together?
Didn't they do one where...
That's Ben Stiller.
No. Really? No. Jennifer Aniston and Ben Stiller did Along Came Polly. I can't check right now. Check. There's definitely another Adam Sandler, Jennifer Aniston team-up movie. Yeah, I feel like it's right around the same time as they made the movie Blended. There's like another one where it's Adam Sandler and Jennifer Aniston that is almost the same plot.
But isn't it Blended with Drew Barrymore?
Yes, that's with Drew Barrymore. That's part of the 3 with Drew Barrymore. But
I just think him and Drew Barrymore's chemistry are amazing. Where is there another wedding singer in my life? There's never going to be another wedding singer. Like, there's never going to be another Pretty Woman, Notting Hill. Like, these are movies that are once in a lifetime.
Right. There's never going to be another wedding singer, but I think 50 First Dates is a beautiful movie.
Sure. Okay, that could be up in the pantheon if you want. But I'm not saying that Always Be My Maybe is up there. I'm just saying it's been a long time since we've had a movie that good.
Did 2011's Just Go With It.
Okay.
I saw that. What the hell is that? Just Go With It?
Is that the one where they pretend to be a family on vacation or something like that?
Yeah.
And, like, doesn't she work? I don't know, something like that.
Yeah.
See, there's another
Music and lyrics, by the way, is 12 years ago.
Go with it.
This is also something terrible to say. One of the reasons why I have a hard time with... So I think Jennifer Aniston is amazing and talented. And the roles in which I've liked her most are in these like down-and-out sad people who ruin their lives, or these almost making fun of herself kind of characters, like in the Holiday Party one. Is that what it was called? The Holiday Party one, where she plays Jason Bateman's evil sister.
Christmas Party, and the one with Horrible Bosses, and then the one with... where the Millers, right?
Whereas in these other ones where she has to play a traditional like romantic comedy role where she has to like love someone and love someone who's kind of nebbishy, I just don't believe Jennifer Aniston could actually do that. Like, however good of an actress this is, I'm like,
No,
where's the scenario where Jennifer?
Yeah, but I guess she was in love with Ross, but that's still up a notch.
No, but
I agree with you. And I don't think that like Drew Barrymore has worse taste. It's not that. It's just there's a different chemistry there.
No, but that's exactly right. Ross, like, come on, who ever really believed that Rachel liked Ross?
Everybody.
It's true.
No one did. No, not by the end. Maybe in that episode where the girl shaves her head and they're at the beach and Rachel's about to tell Ross that she loves him, blah, blah, blah. But not at the end. At the end, you're like, come on.
All right. Well, I feel like we've gone real deep into this.
We have gone deep into this. So, do you guys have any other recs? Any other?
I haven't really had a chance to watch anything. Us is on Netflix, and I'm like so scared to see it, but I might.
Oh, is it on Netflix? Oh, I can't wait to see.
No, sorry, it's on iTunes.
Oh no, iTunes. I'm not ready to buy that just yet.
No, but I'm like, by the time it gets like you're able to rent it on iTunes, or maybe even by the time it's on Netflix, then I'll be psychologically ready to watch it. But I feel like Jordan Peele can pretty much just make all the horror movies now.
Oh, he's a master. He is a master. Yeah. He's so great.
Really?
No, I've managed to watch half an episode of The Chef Show. That's
We've had no time to watch
I've
TV.
had time for.
But should we tell what's our list of things to watch together? We watched Murder Mystery. That's one.
But I want to,
Isn't It Romantic on Netflix? Big Little Lies season 2.
Yeah, the movie Little, has that come out yet?
No, not yet. You're so excited.
I'm so excited.
Is that like the sequel of Big Little Lies?
No.
Little Lies?
No, it's not.
Little Lies.
It's very different. And then
Teeny tiny Little Lies.
And then the people here want us to watch Hereditary, but I don't think I'm just going to go to bed.
For our horror movie fans out there, I'm very curious what other people have to say about this, because apparently it's really good and really scary. So, doubt Becky and Shai are ever going to watch it. Just curious. Other people out there, tweet at us, por favor. Is Hereditary good?
Fascinating.
It's supposed to be really good.
I continue to watch Gilmore Girls. And I got to the part where they introduced Rory's father, who has some serious eyebrows. Serious eyebrows.
Who plays him? Do we not know?
Honestly, I have no idea. I've never seen an actor again. But I was like, wow, I guess big eyebrows were big in the early 2000s on men.
I mean, I guess so. I don't even know. I don't know enough about the show to be able to tell you, like, who that would have been. Even if I look through IMDb.
All right. What about in chat?
Of Gilmore Girls, quick shout out to Steph. Right?
Oh yeah, our wonderful Steph, friend of the podcast, had a little baby boy 2 days ago. So, and she's a huge Gilmore Girls fan. So yes, of course, shout out to Steph and her new baby boy.
Okay.
Did Shai hang up? Is he upset?
I'm here. I'm here.
All right.
And where can people follow you guys?
You can follow me, Chichi, Chichik, Gomez, like the word Gomez, on Twitter, because I am back at the tweeting.
All right. And Becky, where can people follow you?
On Twitter at PaperBKPrincess.
I also want to say that I'm about to probably tweet a picture of me and Becky. It's very humid here all of a sudden. I'm having like that Monica hair from that episode where they go to the Caribbean. I look like a poodle. It's really bad.
Serious business.
So I'll tweet that out now.
All right, cool. And you can follow me at Pancake4Table on Twitter and Instagram, and all of the Friday Night Movie shenanigans at Fry Night Movie on Twitter and Instagram. And the music from What Does It Eat shall kick in, and we will talk soon. Good job, guys. Love you.
Love you.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.